This is Jason Russell with your Eastern District Fishing Report. With recent rains over the weekend, a number of our Army Corps lakes are slightly over summer pool with water levels falling. Tailwater fishing at these areas has been very good prior to the rain. A number of these lakes are releasing water and conditions should return to low flow by the latter part of the week. Bluegill and sunfish continue to produce good results now with bluegill back on the beds in some locations. Paintsville, Fish Trap, and Pan Bowl lakes would all be good choices. Waxworms, redworms, and night crawlers are always good options for catching panfish. Bass fishing is still going on well on a number of district lakes. Good numbers of bigger bass are being caught in shallow water in the upper ends of the lakes. With warmer daytime temperatures, vegetation is really starting to grow and shallow water weed beds are filling out. Top water lures worked in and around weed beds are producing good numbers of quality bass. With the warmer temperatures, night fishing is also picking up. Both jigs and swim baits have been successful. Try fishing Yatesville, Carr Creek, Paintsville, and Buckhorn Lakes for quality bass on weed beds. Catfishing has begun to slow down with the peak of spawning. This remains a great time for tickling and noodling season, which continues now through August 31st during daylight hours. Rod and reel fishing, as well as jugs and limb lines, should start picking back up in a couple of weeks. The most recent trout stocking for the district was for brown trout going into Looney Creek near Lynch in Harlan County on June 24th. The most up-to-date trout stockings are posted on the website shortly after stocking. We have a lot of questions coming in on farm pond management and vegetation control. Check out our helpful and informative links on our website at fw.ky.gov under the Fish and Fisheries Management drop menu. Please be safe on the water, especially with the upcoming holiday weekend, and take a kid fishing whenever you have an opportunity.
This is Adam Martin with your Western District Fishing Report. Summer's in full swing here with water temps hovering around 83 degrees. Lake levels at Kentucky and Barkley are still at summer pool, but they will likely be dropping after the July 4th weekend, as this is the standard timeline for Kentucky and Barkley. The best fishery right now is for catfish, with anglers still reporting good catches around the riprap and chunk rock. Nighttime jug fishing is also paying off for some anglers and is a good way to avoid the heat of the day. Crappie fishing has been pretty tough, with most anglers trolling small crankbaits with planer boards on the main lake or the secondary channels. On a positive note, there's a lot of fry in the lake right now, and all of our sampling is showing there are native species like shad, emerald shiner, and silver sides. There have also been several huge mayfly hatches. Successful bass and bluegill anglers are taking advantage of the shallow fry and mayflies by targeting those shallow water areas in the early mornings and late evenings. Topwater seems to be the most productive technique for those times. Now for bass anglers, this is traditionally the month when the ledges fill up with schools of bass. However, those schools have so far been fairly small and more difficult to locate than in years past. This is at least partially due to the lower numbers of bass in the lakes right now, but is also likely due to the complicated mix of effects caused by the Asian carp. For many of the locals, these changes have meant that you can find bass shallow all summer long. This is great for anglers who can't stand not throwing at the bank, but has been very frustrating for anglers longing for the glory days of 100 fish schools out on the ledge. The tailwaters have been pretty good lately, with anglers catching plenty of catfish and white bass fishing from the banks. Bow fishermen have really been hammering the Asian carp as well, which is obviously a good time and helps the fishery at the same time. Silver and bighead carp are still stacked up below both dams, so if you've got a bow and want to have a fish fry, now's the time. With a busy lake weekend coming up, please remember to wear your life jackets and kill switches. Good luck.
This is Jeff Crosby with the Central District Fishing Report. Water temperatures at our area lakes are running in the lower 80s. Bass fishing at our area lakes continue to be good. Consider Taylorsville, Harrington, and Gist Creek lakes for your next fishing trip for bass. Crankbaits or swim jigs are productive right now when fished along main lake banks. Soft plastics also are very productive around shoreline vegetation or woody cover. It's a great time of year to try fishing topwater lures around sunrise or sunset. Quality crappie are still being caught at Taylorsville Lake. Crappie are being caught on live minnows or crappie jigs. Fish your lures in 6 to 10 feet of water, concentrating your efforts around large fallen trees or sunken brush piles. Also, submerged standing timber around the creek or river channels can be very productive at this time of year. Blue and channel catfish are being caught at Taylorsville Lake. Fish are being caught in 6 to 12 foot of water on cut shad fished along the creek or river channel edges. Good catches of panfish, bluegill, and shellcracker are being taken at many of our department-owned lakes. Consider Beaver, Corinth, Elmer Davis, McNeely, or Bolts Lakes for your next panfish trip. Bluegill and shellcracker are being caught on a variety of baits such as crickets, mealworms, and redworms. Concentrate your efforts on pockets in the vegetation and along the edges of the vegetation. And also put a little effort into fishing in some of the smaller coves found around these lakes. Finally, ponds and lakes which are part of the Fishing in Neighborhoods program, the FINS program, have recently been stocked with channel catfish. These catfish can be caught on a variety of lures such as night crawlers, chicken livers, or a commercial stink bait bought at your local sporting goods store. Check out the department's website at fw.ky.gov for a complete list of FINS lakes in your area. So grab a pole and enjoy some great summertime fishing, and I hope to see you on the water.